So, hey, Addie, I heard you had a question about how could God let the cross happen. And there's a couple ways to answer that. The first one being the simplest, which is what we find in John 3:16. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall have not perish, but have everlasting life." And Jesus died for the sins of all mankind. And he had to take that punishment. And there's a much longer answer to that. And I'll do another answer that's on the longer side. But that's what it really boils down to. And in the scenes in the garden in the movie, when Jesus went to pray, he asked God if God could take that away from him, that he wouldn't have to go through that. But God told him that it was something that he had to do so that all of us could be saved and go to heaven. And he said, "Okay, not my will, Father, but your will." Meaning that it was God's will that somebody had to pay for all the sins of all mankind. And Jesus took that role. That's what he came to earth for. And because he was the Lamb of God. And the Lamb was the sacrificial offering on Passover. And that's what Easter is. It falls into Passover. And I'll talk about that again in a couple days. But that's pretty much what we're looking at. That Jesus went willingly to the cross. And God gave that option to him. Well, let me rephrase that. God said, "No, I need you to do this. That's what you came to earth for." So that's the answer, that God gave his Son to die on the cross, to be buried, and then resurrected on the third day so that we all can have everlasting life and go to heaven. And I believe when Jesus was on the cross and it got dark and Jesus said, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Forsaken means to turn your back. And I believe that God had to cover up what was happening with the clouds and the darkness and turn his back, forsaking Jesus, so that he didn't do something more drastic to save him and stop the whole process. But that's just coming from a father's point of view on that. But it's just something to think about. Love you guys, and we'll see if this video from the car works. Have a great day. Thanks.